Welcome, friend. It's Ashley Clarke with Earthkeeper Yoga, and I am here in my studio in Birmingham, Alabama, and I welcome you to a gentle yoga practice. For today's class, we will be focusing on the idea or the theme of the inner critic. We all have one. So we are going to work with that type of energy, theme, what have you today. So to best support your practice, I invite you to have a couple of blocks as well as a strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, grab a belt. Don't do string, that's a little thin, but anything that's a little wide that you can just put in your palms. So we won't be doing anything outrageous with them, but I want you to have it available if you may in fact need it. And then as always, your trusty blanket or beach towel. It just does so much to help send those hips forward, relax through the legs. So grab what you need and I'll meet you right here on the mat. All right, friend, as we get started, we're actually going to come to the top of the mat and stand. So as I've thought about what the inner critic means, it means that we're constantly feeding ourselves a bunch of negative thoughts. And then we have to fight with ourselves about what is true and what is not, what is made up and what is actually not really realistic or reality. So I want to just shake out a little bit and then we'll start the practice. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat. I'll face you in the center here. And I want you to just take a moment to feel the feet connecting from front to back on your mat. Maybe roll the shoulders. Start to come into stillness with the feet. Feel the connection of all of the toes, the front of the foot, the back of the foot, and the sides of the feet. How are you connected to the floor? Now soften through the legs just a bit, and then press in to the floor. Ripple up through the crown of your head and shine those palms forward. Soften the kneecaps. Take an inhale, reach the ears, reach the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale, roll the shoulders back. Let the shoulder blades come to touch. The heart opens, it shines forward. We've created a little bit of a curve in the low back, so I want you to tuck the tailbone in, and then again, soften through those knees. Close your eyes if it feels okay in your body. If it doesn't, just have a soft gaze towards the floor. And spread those fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. So as you stand here in this moment, I invite you just to come into your breath. There's engagement throughout the body. And let the breath grow deeper, and keeping it in and out of the nose. And give it 3 more. Beautiful. As you come to the end of that last exhale, just return to normal breath, but keep it in and out through the nose. And start to let the body soften just a bit. So worry less about the shoulder blades kissing. Worry less about the palms shining forward. Let the shoulders just ease down. Feel that weight just sinking from the crown of your head all the way to the soles of your feet. Come into this moment. And notice how you feel within it. And give it 1 more breath. Give yourself a cleansing breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Beautiful. Slowly flutter the eyes open. Welcome. We'll meet ourselves right where we are in this moment. Go ahead and spread the feet just a little bit wider than hip width distance. Bring the arms into a low T, so more at like a 45-degree angle. And let's start to just move some of that energy, that anxiety that is stored up in our bodies, whether we have it in this moment or not. So we're just going to simply inhale and twist from side to side. And as you do this, I invite you to bring your awareness to as each foot touches the mat. And then begin to ripple up some awareness to the hips and the spine. Now send the awareness to the breath. So an inhale one direction, an exhale the other. And notice how that slows the movement down. And you can keep the eyes closed. And let yourself be right here, right now. Make this side to side sway almost meditative. Beautiful. Start to let yourself come into a moment of stillness. Come back to that soft body, maybe step the feet together just a little bit. Let the hands be down next to the hips, but there's no engagement through the body. Just notice the breath and how that's changed the energy moving through us. Give yourself a cleansing breath. Beautiful. All right, from here, I'm going to invite you to open your eyes. We're going to come down to a tabletop position. So put some weight in the hands. Put the weight in the knees. And then I'm going to invite you to bring the knees wide and bring the feet in so they touch, okay? Reach through the crown of the head and then take an inhale. And exhale, slowly send the hips back. Keep those arms stretched out long in front. And don't let the heart melt all the way down to the floor yet. Spider-Man your fingers. Reach through the crown of your head, take an inhale. And then slowly let your heart melt down towards the floor. Stretch through the back of the wrists. Notice the stretch through the low back, the opening through the hips. And then slowly let the palms come down to the mat. Sink in, melt in even further. Let the mat take your weight. Give it one more breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, slowly rising up. We're going to stay on the elbows. Bring those knees under the hips. And then sink the hips back once again. Deeper stretch through the low back. Inhale, come forward, curl toes. Take an inhale. And then exhale, sit the hips back. Let the forehead rest on the mat. Slowly coming back to elbows and knees. And we'll come back to hands. Spread those fingers nice and wide. We're going to move through some cat-cow, which we've done together plenty of times. And if you've practiced yoga at all ever, you've done cat-cow. But what I want to do is invite you to stay in the moment. So in the same way that we moved side to side, slowing the movement from side to side by using the breath as the guide, I invite you to do that here. So don't worry about the pace that I move at, stay with the breath. Fingers spread nice and wide, wrists under shoulders, link through the crown of the head and a nice flat back. Begin to move at your pace, keeping the breath in and out through the nose. Inhaling, rising up, belly drops towards the earth. Slow movement. Exhale, rounding it in. Belly reaches up towards the sky. Inhale, moving at your pace. So slow. Give it one more. Coming back into that neutral spine, note the tired that has shown up just in the arms from pressing and holding that weight in your upper body. Walk your hands forward. Bring those knees wide. Bring feet together. Take an inhale. Slowly send the hips back. Spider-Man the fingers. Another stretch through the top of the hands. Bring the top of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Rest the palms. Take the breath. Inhale, rising back up. We're going to come right back into that table. And we'll begin to move in just a moment, but I want you to find the strength through the arms. Fingers spread nice and wide, knees under hips. Reach the crown of the head, flatten through the back. And then what I want you to do is I want you to send your right hip over to the right just a little bit, and then bring the belly button up towards the sky. Keep it up as you move weight to that left hip. And then slowly move awareness into the left shoulder as the belly begins to drop towards the floor. Move over to the right. Start that pattern again. Belly comes up as you move from the right hip to the left. Belly drops towards the mat as you move left to right through the upper body. Connecting breath, inhale, send you back. And exhale, send you forward. Nice and slow, just pot scrubbing through the center of your body, if you will. Come back to that right hip. Come back to center, round it all in, and then exhale, send crown and tailbone up. Bring awareness back to a long spine, and then lean into that left hip just a little bit. Take an inhale. Slowly start to curl the belly up towards the sky, coming over to the right hip, over to the right shoulder, to the left. Belly is dropping towards the floor. Left hip reaching that belly button up towards the sky. So this is called the barrel roll. And stay with the movement and the breath. And if it's too much, as always within your yoga practice, give yourself the opportunity to rest if that's what you need. Slowly coming back to that left hip, rounding towards center, and then coming back to a long spine, just so you can reach the crown and the tailbone up. Big stretch. And then slowly let yourself come back into whatever version of child's pose that you need. Maybe you stack palms, let the belly roll over thighs, let the head, the forehead relax right there on the mat or on the forearms, on the back of the palms. And then start to move from side to side with the head. So keeping the forehead connected, but rotating. Now you're moving your head just like we did that standing posture. So start to connect it to breath. And let the breath guide the movement. Give it one more. Come back to center. Make your way out of your table. We're going to go ahead and curl toes, take an inhale, and then lift those hips. Down dog. And we're going to do the same thing here. So connect breath to movement, pedaling through the feet, letting the upper body hang heavy. Gaze is at the knees if the eyes are open. If it's too much for you to stay in a down dog, you're welcome to move through table. Or you could go ahead and come to the top of the mat and meet in a forward fold, just keeping a big bend in the knees to protect the low back before the legs are warm. Breathing in and out. Finding a moment of stillness in your down dog. Release any tension through the legs, through the head. And then we'll begin to walk those feet up towards hands, meeting at the top of the mat in a forward fold. Take an inhale. And exhale, find a slow rise. You're rising into your mountain, so eyes can close. Take a moment to let the feet really connect to the mat. And then ripple up that awareness from soles of the feet up to the crown of the head, lengthening through the spine, shining the heart forward. Tailbone tucks in, cleansing breath. Soften the knees. Beautiful. Take an inhale, reach arms and gaze up. And exhale, bring those hands down in front of the heart, bow chin to chest. Take an inhale, arms and gaze rise. And then exhale, bring the gaze back forward. You're going to turn those palms away from you and reach, reach, reach. So this is where the strap comes in handy. If you can't clasp the hands at the low back, then you can take a strap or that belt, just not the string. I'm afraid that would be too thin. And then give yourself as much space as you need. So hands are clasped behind the back. There's softness through the legs. Take an inhale, ripple up your strength, ripple up the shoulders towards the ears, and then roll those shoulders back, bringing the shoulder blades to kiss There's a little curve in the low back, so let's go ahead and tuck the tailbone in, stretch through the front of the legs. Keep the kneecaps soft if you can. Lift the chin towards the sky. Open the mouth, stretch through the jaw. Bring the chin down towards the chest, bend the knees, take an inhale. And exhale, start to fold forward, belly comes onto the thighs, hands come up away from the hips towards the ceiling. And then if you want to add in just a little bit of a side-to-side sway here, you can. If this is too much, go ahead and release hands. Let the elbows clasp or just let the arms hang heavy towards the floor. Release hands to hips if you're still with me, and then release hands down to the floor. Let's all meet together in that side-to-side sway. Head hangs heavy, shake it out. Audible sigh if you need it. And just letting all of that tension and anxiety shake loose from the body. Let's come back into stillness. Slow she goes. Here we go. Connection of the feet to the mat. Take an inhale. And exhale, start to rise up. Finding that mountain, rippling up, awareness through the spine. Cleansing breath. Soften the legs, soften into this moment. And just meet yourself with loving care and kindness right here, right now. One more breath. Take an inhale, send the arms and the gaze up. And exhale, bring those palms down in front of the heart. Send your gaze to a focal point in front of you. Soft gaze. Take an inhale. Move body weight over to that left side. Go ahead and get light on those right toes. Ripple up awareness from sole of the foot all the way up to the crown. We're going to lift this right knee and tuck the tailbone in. Keep the spine long. This is all we're doing. Breathe. Notice the tension and the strength moving through your body. Take an inhale. And then exhale, step that right leg long and then turn the right leg into center. And as you do, the upper body is going to twist to the right. So we find ourselves in warrior two legs with the hands in front of the heart. Let's check that those shoulders are over hips. Knee is over ankle, left toes pointed towards the top of the mat. Find length through the spine, chin is parallel with those shoulders. Sorry, I had a hair in my eye. Breathe. Bring the arms into a T. Send the gaze towards that middle finger of that left hand. Turn the palms up, take an inhale, straighten through the left leg. Reach the arms up towards the sky, and then exhale, slow. Let the breath guide the movement. Give it one more. Beautiful. Keep the hands where they are, straighten through the left leg. Take an inhale, come into triangle. Breathe 2 breaths. Bend the left knee, take an inhale. Come back to warrior two. Turn those palms up, inhale, reach up towards the sky. Turn on that left heel so that you're on the long edge of your mat. And then take a fresh breath. Exhale, forward fold. Wide leg forward fold here. Feel into that low back body. Breathing in and out. Head hangs heavy. Breathing in and out. 2 more breaths. And lift the body just a little bit on the inhale. And use the exhale to sink in further into this wide leg forward fold. Beautiful. You're going to keep that right foot just as it is. Start to walk these hands towards that left foot. Let the left toes come back towards the top of your mat. And then see what you need to do to frame this right foot. You're going to come onto the ball of the left foot. You're in a low lunge. This is where the blocks may come in handy. You may want them on either side of that left foot because we want space here. So when you feel like you've found the posture, feel free to lower that right knee if you need to. I want you to reach through the spine. I'm going to even bring my blocks up to the tallest level so I can keep that knee over that heel. I'm going to reach the crown of the head away. Long line of strength from the back of the neck, or really from the crown of the head all the way down to that right heel. And take an inhale. Lower that right knee all the way down to the mat if it's not already. Nice and gentle with yourself. Right top of the foot comes to the mat. Keep those blocks where they are. You might need to change settings. I know that would feel good for me. So take an inhale and then exhale. Slowly let yourself begin to lunge forward, deepening that stretch through that left leg. Feeling it on the right as well. You can use the inside of the left arm to press into the leg to keep the knee over the ankle. Breathing in and out. Staying present with what is here, right now. Noticing where there's constriction of breath and where there's ease. Take an inhale. Start to send the hips back. Coming onto the heel of that left foot. Coming to higher blocks if you need it. And then before we fold forward, I want you to think about the hips. So where's that left hip in relation to the right? See if you can square the hips. That right there is going to wake up that left hamstring. Take an inhale. And then exhale, fold forward just a little bit. Use the exhales to breathe into the shape. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Bringing weight back to that left foot. You're going to move your blocks out of the way and then curl those right toes to lift the hips. Bend both knees, energy in the ball of the right foot, top of the mat, forward fold. Give yourself a moment here. Breathing in and out. Being thankful for your body. All right. From this forward fold, take an inhale. And exhale, rise up, finding that mountain posture. Just let yourself ripple in here, ripple into awareness, ripple into the body. When you feel settled, give yourself a cleansing breath. Take an inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, bring those hands down in front of the heart. Find your soft focal point. Start to begin to bring even more awareness to your right foot. Take an inhale. Move that body weight over to the right. Ripple up your awareness. Ripple it up. Nice and strong. And then we'll lift this left knee. Left foot stays flexed. Tuck the tailbone in. Breathe. Meet yourself right where you are. Take an inhale. Slowly step that left leg back, and then the left foot opens to the left. We're gonna bring that body weight and awareness over to the left. So not body weight, I should have said upper body. So come into that warrior two shape, hands are at the heart. And give yourself just a moment here to feel into that lower part of your body. When that feels complete, bring your arms into the T, gaze goes towards that middle finger on the right hand. Turn the palms up. Inhale, straighten through the leg, lift the gaze and the arms. Exhale, press it down. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, slow release. And you've got this. One more. Beautiful. Go ahead and straighten through that right leg. Take an inhale. Move briefly into a triangle. Go ahead and let that left hand come down, spin on that right heel. We're back to the long edge of the mat, breathing in and out. Find the heaviness, sink into the mat where you can. And then inhale, a little lift up. Exhale, sink it down. 2 more. Beautiful. You're going to spin on that right heel, walk those hands towards that right foot. There's those blocks on either side of the right foot. You're coming to that left ball of the foot, and then give yourself some breath here. Lower the left knee if that's what you need. Use the blocks on the highest setting if that's what you need. Reach through the crown of the head. Long spine, really engaging from crown of the head all the way down to that left heel. Tongue is connected to the roof of the mouth to keep you from gritting the teeth. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, lower that left knee. Left top of the foot comes to the mat. Start to send that right leg back. Maybe the blocks change their shape and position where they are. You're on the ball of that right, or excuse me, not ball, but heel of that right foot. Make space. Take an inhale. And then exhale, reach forward through the upper body. Find your edge, breathing in and out. Think about the hips, so send that right hip back to meet that left. Wake up that right hamstring. Last breath. Start to walk your body weight forward. Right sole of the foot comes to the mat. Move your blocks out of the way. This time, frame that right foot. Start to send that left hip back. Let the right knee come back to meet the left. Take an inhale. Child's pose on the exhale. Sink it all down. Melt into the earth. And give it one more breath. Take an inhale. Come up to your table. So knees are under hips, wrists under shoulders. Send that right heel back. Flex through the right foot, keep the hips square. Hold it one more breath. Notice the tension and the strength, how they feel similar when you have those in your body. Strength can feel a lot like tension. Remind yourself this is strength, not tension. Hold it one more. Take an inhale. Bring that knee up through, and then bring that right foot to the floor. We're gonna inch it forward, and then lunge forward. We're deeper than we were last round. So feel into this spot. And start to get light on the fingertips. Take an inhale, rise up. Reach those arms back behind just like we did before, and then pull the arms away, opening through the heart. Little bitty back bend here. Press into the right foot, bring yourself to kneeling, and then shimmy that right foot back. Take an inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. We're gonna find a kneeling, humble warrior. Reach the arms up towards the sky. And lower the hands to the hips. Bring this left hand inside of the right foot. And then slowly start to press the left hand and the right foot into the floor. Notice the position changing through the hip as you keep that right foot really pressing into the ground, and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Kneeling twist. Now squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the inside of that right leg to keep the knee over the ankle. Beautiful. Bring that right hand down inside of the right foot, and then bring the left knee back to meet the right. Come back to table and wiggle, wag the tail. An audible sigh whenever you need it. All right. Coming back into that tabletop position, we're going to do that whole thing on the left side. So strong through arms, long spine, take an inhale, send that left leg back. Flex through that leg, flex the left foot, keep it strong, breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale. Bring that knee through, bring the left foot forward, and then you may have to shimmy it a little bit. Use blocks here if you need to. Inhale, tilting forward, deeper stretch to the inside of the legs. Reach the crown of the head away. Tongue back to the roof of the mouth. Light on those fingers. Inhale, rising up. Turn those palms away. Hands come behind the back. Press those palms back. Open through the heart. Lift the chin. Press into that left foot. Bringing that right hip back over the knee. Yeah, it's balanced too. And then correct that the ankle is under the knee. Open through the heart. Take an inhale.
And then slowly find your humble warrior. Kneeling humble warrior. Lower the hands. Right hand comes to the floor. Start to press into that right hand and that left foot, tilting through that left hip. Open, open, open. And then lift that left arm up towards the sky. It may even feel good to turn the palm away here, bend the elbow, and really roll that left shoulder open. Squeeze the inside of the left leg. Breathing through it, one more breath. Beautiful. Left hand comes down inside of that left foot. Send that right knee back. Send the knees wide. Send the feet in towards one another. Bring the arms long, Spider-Man the fingers. Inhale. And then exhale to sink all the way down. Reach those back of your palms up towards the sky. And then slowly let the palms rest on the mat. Find the breath moving in and out of your body. And do what you need to do here to begin to calm that energy. It can feel like anxiety as well when you move in a way that there's a little bit of challenge involved on the mat. Use your tools here. Calm the body. Give it one more breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, come back to your table. Bring knees under hips. And then allow yourself to swing the legs to one side. You're going to come to a seat. Don't use the blanket here. But you're going to come to a seat and then you're going to let the feet come to meet. So you've got this diamond shape. Hands can go on the legs, on the ankles, whatever you need. In fact, you might even want your blanket under the ankles, just for a little bit of cushion. It's available, we might as well use it. So I want you to think about softening completely through the body. And what does that feel like through the lower body with the knees splayed open? Breathe. And then think about pressing the tailbone through to the floor, to the earth, and reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. We're going to stretch out through the back of the neck and the shoulders. Bring that tongue back to the roof of your mouth to keep from clenching your teeth here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And take an inhale. And then use the exhale to dip the chin down towards the chest, deepening that release through the back of the neck. You can move the crown of the head just a little bit side to side if it feels okay in your body, but I want you to really tune in there and not overdo it. Beautiful. All right, lift the chin back up so you can see me. We're going to take an inhale, long spine, crown reaches towards the sky. And then exhale, start to tilt, hinging at the hips, coming forward just enough to release through the outside of the hips and the glutes. Shine the heart towards the heels. Strengthen the low back. Beautiful. Slowly starting to come back up. You can move the blanket out of the way if you were using it. You're You're gonna bring that right knee in and you're gonna extend the left leg long over towards the corner of your mat. And then this right hand is going to come down to the mat outside of your right hip. I want you to take an inhale and start to send the body, the upper body, over that right knee, and then see if you can press up and open through the heart. You're on the left foot and the right knee. The heart is open. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale. Slowly lowering the hips. Do it with control. You know how to do that. And keep the chest turned towards that right knee, left leg extended. Coming to a tall spine, Spider-Man those fingers. Reach through the crown of the head, take an inhale, and then exhale, start to walk your hands away. We're gonna let the belly just rest on the inside of that right thigh. Let the spine round. Release any tension through that left leg. And let that breath travel all the way up to the upper back body. And give it one more breath. Press into the hands to reach yourself up. You guessed it, we're gonna move to the other side. So that left knee bends, the right leg goes long down the mat, and the left hand is right outside the left hip. Loose on those right fingertips, take an inhale, press into the left hand, into the left knee, into the right foot. Reach, 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 and open through the heart. And tuck the tailbone in. Inhale. Let's lower with control. So reach through the spine. The chest is still pointed towards that left knee. Take an inhale. And then slowly start to walk those hands. Release through that left thigh. Belly presses inside. Breath in the upper back body. And give it one more breath. Use hands to walk yourself back up. Spin this right leg around. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. Bring knees into chest. Hands hug knees. A little gentle rock side to side. Just note the position of your head so that your chin is in line with the shoulders. And start to come into stillness. Keep those hands right where they are. If the fingers don't interlace, just let the hands come to the base of the knees. Take an inhale. And exhale, curl the chin up towards the chest, lifting the back of the head off the floor. Hold it 3 breaths. Notice the constriction in the breath. Inhale. Lower with control. Send those legs up towards the sky. Shake the ankles out. Reach the arms up too. Settle the shoulders back into the mat, but then circle wrists and ankles. Point and flex feet. And bring the arms into a T. Bend the knees at 90 degrees. Keep the inside of the legs to touch. Take an inhale. Dip the legs over to the right. Exhale through center. Swing them over to the left. That's your movement. We're not trying to go far. We're just feeling into the hips. Last breath. Bring the knees back to center, lower the feet to the floor. Extend the legs long. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Let the feet splay out to either side. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink and melt into the ground right here. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back into this space. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle wrists and ankles. Reach your arms up over your head. Give yourself that full body stretch. And then allow yourself to roll on to one side or the other. Use the hand from the upper arm to press into the floor and bring yourself back up into a comfortable seat. We'll meet there together with hands together at the heart. So our quote for today is from Lama Palden Drolma. An important point is to meet yourself with kindness. Be present with your human self, just like you would be patient and kind with a small child you care about. Criticizing yourself simply adds to the difficulty. May you know kindness, and may you be kind to your inner critic. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Gratitude for practicing with me today. Namaste.